Hey there guys, what is going on? We're back with another Warzone best class setup here for you today. And we are taking a look at one of my favorite weapons from Modern Warfare, of course. We're talking about the Grau 5.56. When this thing did drop, it was very, very strong in both Modern Warfare and of course in Warzone. Basically an absolute laser beam, similar to something like the Kilo 141, just very, very accurate over those longer distances. There's not really much else to talk about with this particular weapon. It is just an absolute laser beam here. Just before we do get into talking about this best Grau 5.56 class setup here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it does very much help me out. We did fairly recently hit 4,000 subscribers, and we are looking for 5,000 very soon, and 10,000 by the end of the year. So if you could help me out in achieving those goals, I would massively appreciate it. So let's just jump straight into our best Grau 5.56 class setup here, because there's a little bit to talk about with this thing. So as usual with these kind of videos that we make on the channel, the timestamps will be on the video's loading bar and in the description, so if you are looking for something specific, make sure you do go skip to that section. But we are, of course, going to start off with our secondary here, which is an interesting choice here today, which is the Strela P. Now, why are we using a rocket launcher and this one specifically? Because this thing absolutely sends it. Like, when you do launch this thing, it hits very, very quickly. I think it moves across the map. Like, it can probably hit a target from about 200 meters away in about a second and a half. It's really, really ridiculous how fast this thing shoots. So does decent damage in a fairly large area, but of course it shoots very, very quickly. And there's a little bit of that rocket dip, but it's not too significant. In the perk slots, we're of course going for double time because we like to be aggressive. We want to be able to use our rocket launcher on people who are sprinting around everywhere, so being able to follow them with double the duration of our tactical sprint is really nice here. In the perk 2 slot, we're going for Ghost, of course, to stay off of those UAVs, but you can take Overkill and replace the Strela P if you are feeling particularly spicy, and then grab a second loadout drop. And of course, in the perk 3 slot, we're going for that faster weapon switch speed from Amped, and of course, the rocket launcher reload speed is a great combination with our Strela P. Then in the lethal slot, we're going for the Semtex, of course, being able to chuck this at someone. Sort of functions as more of a close range, sort of you chuck it at someone, they'll blow up, you do a little bit of damage to them, and then you sort of finish off the kill. And in the tactical slot, we're going for that heartbeat sensor because getting that extra piece of information on the map is really nice here. But you can also replace this with a stun and flash if you do like being aggressive and pushing people. As for the attachments on the Grau 5.56, man, there's not really much else that you can choose on. This bad boy is an absolute laser beam, as we said. Starting off with that monolithic suppressor here, of course, that sound suppression and that damage range, as well as a bit of an increase to our bullet velocity, means we can hit the target as hard and as fast as possible from fairly long distances here. The barrel slot, we're going for the big bad boy with the nice needle-like iron sight. Not that we're using that, but this does increase our damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control as well, which is a great combination of stats here. This is very, very powerful in this game for shooting people at those longer distances. In the optic slot, as I said, longer distances, medium and long range is our specialty here with this bad boy. Basically, this does also give us a nice zoom level as well as a little bit of recoil control, which means we can hit the target again very, very easily. In the underbarrel slot, we're going for that commando foregrip. This does help with our recoil stabilization, which helps control our horizontal recoil control, as well as our aiming stability, which affects our weapon sway, which is really nice here. And lastly, in the ammunition slot, we're going for those 60 round mags. This does reduce our aim down sight speed and movement speed fairly significantly, but we get more bullets to fire, meaning we can stay in gunfights longer and take on multiple people at the same time. And of course, we've got that nice gold camo, which looks really nice on this particular weapon. So as we normally do in these videos, we're just going to jump into some gameplay here. I'm not 100% sure exactly what we're going to play yet, but we should have some pretty good gameplay going for you in the background. Alrighty dude, so we have been requested by my boy Pablo in the comments to play some Rebirth Island, which is very, very interesting. It might not mean, like it actually might mean that we don't get the weapons that we're after, we don't get our full loadout and stuff like that, but if we don't get it, this might end up being in a different video, so we'll have to wait and see what this actually turns into. But yeah, I actually do like Rebirth. I think it's pretty cool, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty nifty. Like there's a fair bit going on. It is basically just big TDM at the end of the day, which is pretty cool. Not much really to complain about there. One thing I can complain about though is teammates in these games. Like, you know how at the moment you see every single person in the game running around with that, I think it's Raze. Is it Raze or Rose? That skin, like the really darked out skin that you can't like actually see at all and you can hide in dark corners and stuff like that. Every single person I run into in these games always runs around with that skin. But every single one of my teammates, just stock soldier, bro. There's no attempt to, I want that scavenger contract. There's no attempt to hide at all. And it's literally just, yeah, no, this will do. There's a guy over there, maybe? I thought there was. Basically, what we want to do is get enough money to get the loadout drop, which we will cut back to unless we get into some combat here, because the loadout drop is the point of the video. There's a boy just here. Very close just right now. It's alright, we can get ourselves up. This is fine. Oh, that's bad. Up we get. Oh, the timing on that was just beautiful. That's probably going to land on the roof, which is good. I'm glad I've done that. Yep, told you that's not good. Can you actually get up onto this roof from here? Like, is that a thing that you can do? Did I just waste 10 grand? I may have. Come on. Up we go. Yeah. Grau 5.56. Alright, we got the Grau now. We got the absolute laser beam. We're getting tracked right now. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to worry about here. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep an eye out, push into the safe zone, and make sure that we are safe. We also are accompanied by our Strela, which will be able to just dome people, which is really cool. Let's move up. They are up on the... Ooh, did that come from behind us? We should go. We gotta go. Oh boy. A little peeky peek. And we broke his armor. And we downed him. Which is good. Always good to take out the boys. But I mean, the Grau 5.56 is just such a laser beam. Like, you just shoot at people and they just die. That is a teammate. Oh, boys, we got a lot on. There's a lot going on right now. Let's kill on that guy there. I gotta stay alive. No! I picked up the grenade launcher instead. Oh, that's unfortunate. Figured we should drop into another one of these games because the last one didn't go, like, super well, but it didn't go, like, terribly. It went about as well as most of these games actually do. Which is, they're a lot of fun usually. They are quite fun to just jump in, sprint around everywhere, try and get some kills, and then come back if you die. Like, there's not really a lot of punishment here unless your whole team dies, which, I mean, does happen from time to time. But yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had in Rebirth, which is really, really cool. It's good to jump in, change it up, choose something different, which is always nice. Of course, it isn't the ideal game mode to do something like this, mostly because it is kind of tricky to get your ideal loadout. Like, I basically just want to get the Grau 5.56 with the attachments that I've chosen, and it can be a little bit tricky to do that. So that is one thing that comes out of playing Rebirth that is a little bit tricky for me, but, you know, it's still a fun time. I really enjoy this. This is fun. Ooh. That is bad. I can't do anything, man. Just don't die, I guess, is the main objective here. Bro, I don't even care. I'm going for the loadout drop right now. Or... Nah, see ya. Oh, they were not happy about that. Oh my goodness. Give me this. Like, this is a very bad idea, but... Oh. Turned out to be not a terrible idea. There you go. Interesting. No! We just got our loadout drop. Come on, man. Nicely timed, of course. As soon as we jump out the window, he's like, oh, time to run at us. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But I mean, with this, you get to see what the Grau is about. Like, if you manage to get your loadout drop, you get to see what these weapons are all about. And this one is essentially about, like, having no recoil, basically, and just being able to hit your shots really consistently. And that's really nice. Like, it's a nice addition to have. That is unfortunate. Oh, let me go. Let me go home. Have we just outplayed this dude? We have. Oh no, my boy. I think that was him. I think that was the guy. It's some ammo. Ugh. Let's go. Nope, there's a guy. No, dude, don't do it. Oh, oh, bro. Bro, please res me. I am so bad at this game, my guys. It's time, boys. It's time. No. Me and the Strela P, dude. Help me, bro. No. We've messed this up. We've messed this up. We had the shot. We had the easy W and we screwed it up. We saw him. No. We did okay there. We did our best. And hopefully we managed to use the Grau 5.56 enough for this particular video. But we're going to have our final thoughts on it in just a second here. Alrighty guys, the Grau 5.56, as you saw in that gameplay there, is a medium to long distance powerhouse, man. If you're hitting your shots with this, which is not actually that difficult at those longer distances, you will shred people. You will be the absolute dominant force in your game. The Strela P is also an excellent addition, so shout out to that bad boy, because just being able to send a rocket at someone, it does a lot of things. Like, it scares them, it does a massive chunk of damage, it can even blow up their vehicle that they're in. It does a lot of things with these launchers here, which is very, very strong. But anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this one and you learned something from this. The Grau 5.56 is still an absolute pumper in this game. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you have not already done so. I do massively appreciate it, and it really does help me out. We, of course, did pass 4,000 subscribers recently, so we are looking for 5,000 next and 10,000 by the end of the year. So if you could help me out, I would massively appreciate it. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye!